Hello everyone and welcome to Long's Toys. I have another Tomica Hyper Series review for you today. This is the Powered Unit Vehicle 02, the Powered Fire Engine. And basically how this works is it can combine with the Hyper Rescue 0, and this is kind of Hyper Rescue 02 as it says down here. So, I don't know, down here it says Hyper Rescue 02, over here it says PUV 02, which you can tell by the stickers stands for Power Unit Vehicle. So I'm not 100% sure what this thing's like full-on name is, but I guess I would say Hyper Rescue 02, the Powered Fire Engine. So it's very cool. This one happens to be an extra kind of water truck. You can see it's got two large water blasters here on the front. It's got a ladder with an extra hose on the top. It's got some water guns down here. On the packaging here, this is the first powered vehicle or powered unit vehicle. I don't have this one yet, but I'm hoping to get it soon. And then it shows down here some of the Sound Link cars, which I already reviewed for. I've already showed you these three. And then it has the little sets of extra figures. And on this side, again, it just shows how it combines with Hyper Rescue 0, which of course we'll take a look at. And then it shows how you can put a car in the kind of pop-out ramp. Shows you how to put it together. Shows how to combine it. Cool picture there on the top. On the bottom, it actually shows you where the stickers go. It doesn't actually come with instructions in the box, so that is where it tells you to apply the stickers, which I had a hard time figuring out when I first got this, but quickly figured out what to do. I was like, wait, where are the instructions? But they are actually just on the box. So, very cool box. Let's go ahead and take a closer look at the toy itself. Alright, so here is the Hyper Rescue 2. I have applied all of the stickers that it comes with, and it is all completely assembled. These two large water cannons on the sides here do come off. These kind of front sections come off, and this is the canopy in the center here where the figure resides. Here is the tiny figure that it comes with. And you've probably seen this guy pop up because I've been using him in some of the other reviews, because for the longest time this was the only one that I had. But he did come with this set. So the head can swivel from side to side. Hands can move up and down as one piece, and legs can move up and down as one piece. So if I move this out of the way, probably going to be pretty hard to see down in there because it's kind of dark. But there is a tiny little piece of plastic to wedge in between his feet. And you just pop him in there and he sits in there just like that. He's got a very disgruntled face. It makes me laugh. But yeah, so that's him. He's riding in there. You can come around to the back, and you can see there's a big number 2 if you press this button. Pop down ramp, which is very cool. So I'm going to go ahead and put HR05 in there. Just to be clear, this does not come with a set. This was purchased separately, but you can put them inside, close it up, and then hit the button. And it deploys and rolls out very nicely. So I like that a lot. I like the spring-loaded nature of that ramp. I think that's very cool. And this can completely turn from side to side. It can go up. You can hear there are click ratchets there. And then you can pull this out just like this. Now the other thing you can do, it's a little hard to maneuver it. And I think I'm just going to take this off just to show you because it's a little bit easier to do it this way. There are kind of some handholds here, so you can take the little figure and clip him on. And again, it's a little difficult to do to get him to stay, but he can sit there and pilot the hose at the end or the cannons at the end of the ladder. So I think that's cool. And even if you want to see, he falls out kind of easily because, in my opinion, his legs are just a little too long or they're in the way. It's hard to get it to position correctly, but you can get his hands on there and you can see him hanging on. So I think that's really neat. It's a nice attention to detail. And then you can see the standard clip here. You just go ahead and clip that right back on. Very simple. So it's got 2 wheels here on each side and then the wheels here in the cab. Now this does all come apart, so like I said, you could take this off. The cannons just peg into these holes on the side. You can see there's a variety of places, so you can peg that in on both sides. This whole part actually comes off, and these sections come off as well. So this is kind of just the little cab section. Ooh, one of the stickers is coming off. That's no good. That's no good. Alright, get that back on there. So you can see there are two stickers here on the front. This one was peeling off. So this piece is a separate piece as well, these little sirens. If you really want to, you can take them off and put them somewhere else in one of the other peg spots. And then you can see the set of clips here and the two clips on the back. So that just clips back on. And then these clip on the front here. And then this can clip back on top. And these, deploying the ramp, these wheel sections can completely come off as well. And they just peg in with two pegs. Just like that. So you could technically even make different combinations with just what you have here. If you wanted to like detach this, you could pretend they're two separate vehicles. You could peg stuff in different places. So there's a little bit of playability just with what you have here as far as connecting things. Like you could take this off and you could take one of these guns, which has a peg right here, and you could peg that on the top if you wanted. And then just put this off to the side or something, or connect it somewhere else. Like I said, if you wanted to take off like one of these water guns and peg it on the side here, you could certainly do that, because they're all the same size pegs and peg holes. So I like that. I like how there's a little bit of playability. All the connections are uniform so that you can kind of mix and match and build your own as you go. So I like that a lot. This is the official configuration, but like I said, you can play with it and change it around as much as you like. So very cool. Just one more time I'm going to do this because, I don't know, there's something oddly satisfying about deploying the cars. I love that a lot. So very cool. I really like the look of that. So this on its own is a very fun toy, but again, it does have connectability with Hyper Rescue Zero. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. So the first thing you're going to do is pretty much disassemble this. As I showed you earlier, I'm going to take the top off. I'm going to take off both of the water guns. I'm going to take off the cab section and detach these pieces from the cab section. Put the cab section off to the side. And then take these off as I showed you earlier. And so then you have, this is the core. This is the part that deployed the ramp. It's kind of just like a crate. So we're going to put that off to the side for a second. Come over here to Fire Rescue Zero. You're going to come to the back here on the other side, and there's a button which you will press down, and as you hold that down, you can extend out this back section. You can see the whole dark gray section is a piece that you can extend out. You can take the crate and plug that in here. There you go. Then you can take this piece, turn the piece right here 90 degrees and plug it back into where it was. Take these two pieces off and you're going to plug in the two cannons to these connectors here and here. You're going to take these two wheel pieces and plug them in here in the front to kind of beef up the front of Hyper Rescue Zero. And then you can see here these two connections in the front. You're going to plug these pieces in. Oops, I accidentally deployed the front there. So at this point you're left with these two extra pieces that came with Hyper Rescue Zero. You can put these wherever you want. You could plug this in there if you wanted to. You could plug this in on the side or literally anywhere as long as it's not in the way of the ramps and stuff. So you could come around to the back, maybe plug it in here, something like that. Wherever you can find a good spot for it. So this is the combined mode of Hyper Rescue Zero and Hyper Rescue Zero 2, the powered fire engine. I like it a lot. I like these giant cannons in the front. I love the extra firepower in the front here. And the other nice thing is these connection pieces do not get in the way at all of deploying the cars from here. Now, the only problem is there's nowhere to put this cab section. I mean, you could easily just have it, you know, be like a little Segway and just have a guy riding it still. Otherwise, you just kind of have to put it off to the side because there's not really a way to connect it to this. But you can have the ramp come down for that. You can still deploy the ramp for that. Unfortunately, it doesn't touch the ground. It almost does. It's very, very close. You can kind of push it down to touch the ground. And when the car comes out, temporarily it will do that. But it doesn't touch the ground as easily as when it's just connected to the powered fire engine by itself. So I like it a lot. If you really wanted, you could take off these two red sections and put this on top of there so it's the same width. You don't have to extend it. You could just take these off and put that on top. And we'll take a look at that later, because the more of these you get, you can connect 1, 2, 3 all at the same time. So we'll get into that as we get into later reviews. But this is the combined form, and I really like it a lot. I think it's really cool that you can take these two toys, which are very neat on their own, and combine them together to make an even cooler looking combined form here, which is really, really cool. And I love this. You have so many guns and ladders and stuff going on here. It's absolutely crazy. I wish there was a way to connect this somewhere, but I don't know what they would have done. I mean, I guess they could have tossed it on the back, but the problem is, as you connect more and more of these, you would just have these all over the place, and it would just look really strange. So I completely understand. Just kind of put that off to the side for now. But I love the look of this. I think the combined form here is really fantastic. I really enjoy this toy. I think on its own, it's fun. It comes with a little figure, which I appreciate. It has the kind of deploying trailer ramp for cars, which is really satisfying. And I like the fact that even with just what you get in this set, you can mix and match some stuff. You can do a little bit of rearranging, and you can get some excellent play value out of just what comes in this set as far as moving the pieces around and having some imaginative play there. If you have the Hyper Rescue Zero, it's an absolute wonderful pickup because the combination with that is really fun. It gives a really nice look to the combined mode there. I love all the extra firepower that it gives Rescue Zero, and I just love the look of it. And like I said, the more of these you get, the more you can connect at the same time to Rescue Zero, and I'll show you that in some later reviews. But it's a fun toy on its own, and the compatibility with the other toys is a lot of fun as well. So even if this is the only one you can get a hold of, I still recommend it because, like I said, it's a lot of fun on its own. But if you have Hyper Rescue Zero already, then I absolutely recommend this because the functionality with the combination with that is so much fun. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'd really like to hear your opinions on this. Please like and share this video, and please subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you've enjoyed this look at Hyper Rescue Zero 2, the powered fire engine from the Tomica Hyper series. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching.